Hey everyone, this is K9, and I'm back with another tech tutorial for you today. So I think we've all been in a position where we've accidentally deleted something valuable. You know, that school paper or important job summary that's due? Yep, it's gone. Wouldn't it be great to have that back? Today I'll be showing you some of the methods that I use for recovering recently deleted files. Now first off, there are some general good practices to follow. You want to use the computer very little afterwards to protect the data from being overwritten. And there are two additional practices which are highly recommended that you follow as well. The first, in this case, where the computer is still on, you can use a multitude of different softwares to try and recover some of the data. Some of these are free, some are paid, some are better than others. Honestly, the best one I've noticed is Recover. So Recover is developed by Piriform, and it is released as freeware. And for me, honestly, it works very well. The only time it hasn't worked for me was when I was looking for a specific file type it couldn't find. In this case, a Python script. When this problem occurred, I then went to the second option, which is to use a Ubuntu Linux live disk to run utilities to recover the files that way. Again, none of these mentioned methods are guaranteed to work, and of course the best method to prevent losing files is to save often and back up often. So let's go over Recover. You can download Recover at www.piriform.com/recover and just go ahead and install the software. Once the software is installed, you run the program. First, you will be greeted with this wizard, which is extremely useful. So here there are many options for searching, and they're all pretty self-explanatory, so I won't be going into them. So in this case, just for demo purposes, I'm going to leave it as all files and go ahead and click Next. And on this screen, you want to choose where you want to search for that file. So in this case, I'm just going to search my downloads folder just so we can see everything that I've deleted in the past. And we're going to go ahead and click Start. Now it's going to go, and again, this is completely relative to what you're searching for, if you do a deep scan or not, your folder, how much stuff's been on your hard drive, etc., etc. Okay. In this case, it found nothing for me, and that's mainly because I'm on an SSD instead of an actual physical hard drive. Now what's interesting is if you, on your search screen, if you click to switch advanced mode, you can actually get another pane over on the right hand side that will be beneficial. So you can actually get a file preview, file information, and even the hex headers of a file should you require them. So once you find your file or files, you want to go ahead and place a check mark next to the file or files of your choosing, and then you just go ahead and click the Recover button, which of course in my scenario is grayed out. It'll ask you where you want the files to be recovered to, and that's about that. Now if you were watching carefully, you probably noticed that Options button in the top right corner of the window. So let's go ahead and open that up. Now in here, you have some general update settings and also a way to open that wizard by clicking Run Wizard. The most settings I think are useful are actually under Actions. So if you click here you can choose to include files in hidden system directories. You can choose to do a deep scan, which does a more in-depth scan, but it will drastically increase scan time. And you also have the option to enable recovery of non-deleted files. And this is great for getting data off dead hard drives or damaged hard drives. Alright, the last interesting feature is the additions to your contacts or right-click menu. So if I go ahead and open a Windows Explorer window, and let's just say I want to recover files off my desktop. So if you right-click on whatever it may be, you'll see there is now an option to scan for deleted files with Recover. So this is great because you can scan a specific spot right from within Windows without even opening Recover, and it's all under the right-click menu. Alright, so what happens if you've already turned off your computer, or this tool just simply isn't working for you? Well, what I would do is grab a blank DVD or CD and download the Ubuntu live disk. And there's plenty of ways and tutorials already out there about making Ubuntu live disks, so I won't be covering that here. But once you have your disk, insert it into the computer in question and go ahead and boot it up. Now every computer is different, but at boot you will need to enter the boot selection menu where you need to choose to boot from your CD drive. Once you get to the CD menu, choose to try Ubuntu. This will give you a fully operational copy of Ubuntu completely set in your RAM. From here, we're going to use 3 pieces of software. So go ahead and open Terminal, and you want to do a sudo apt-get install testdisk. When it prompts you about size that will be consumed for installing this, enter Y and then enter. Now we're going to do the same command but with scalpel. Once those are installed, we are going to install foremost, but we have to edit a setting first. So what we need to do is open the Synaptic Package Manager under Administration. Now we need to hit Settings and Repositories and check the box labeled Community Maintained Open Source Software. Now back in Terminal, we can do sudo apt-get install foremost. If you are trying to recover an entire disk, then you'll want to focus on using testdisk. And as a general guideline, you can do the following commands. Sudo testdisk. Now this will bring up a nice kind of interactive shell where you can choose to create and choose your hard drive you want to recover from. Next, you want to analyze, and if it was able to find any partitions that it can save, they will show up as green, and you can press enter to select them. Now if you're trying to recover specific files, I would recommend using foremost. With foremost, you can do the following. Sudo foremost tac-t, and directly following this, you specify a comma delimited list of file extensions to search for, and this is optional, but in this case, I'll use JPEG, PNG, GIF, or GIF. Then tac-o and output. Now that is the directory you want your recovered files to be placed in. And finally, tac-i and the directory to the drive you want to search for. So in this case, /dev/sda, it could be /media/something along those lines. There's many tutorials and Google resources out there for you to figure out how to determine which hard drive is mounted into your Linux or how to mount it and figure out its address. Note, if you are recovering from a Linux hard drive, append a tac-d for better results. There have been some problems getting a Linux drive to recover correctly. Now, scalpel is a lot like foremost, but uses a different algorithm, so it's really your choice, but if one doesn't work, you may want to try the other. So to get scalpel to work, first we need to edit the config file, which can be found in the etc folder. So type the following into terminal: sudo gedit/etc/scalpel/scalpel.conf. And in the resulting window, you want to uncomment or remove the pound symbol in front of the lines for the extension you want to search for. Once you are finished, go ahead and save and close the file. Now back in terminal, we just do the following. Sudo scalpel, the address of the drive that you're looking for, a tac-o, and then again the output folder. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up this video, and I really hope it helped you guys out. Remember to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it and a thumbs down if you disliked it. I put out a new video every week, and next week we will be covering how to effectively back up your files, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Got a tech question for us? Make sure to post it in the comments section below, and maybe we'll make it into a video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.